Hello viewers, Flash Motorsport here and welcome to Mugello. I decided it would be a good idea to qualify for once in my lifetime and see what position I would get. I got P2 position, so that is quite strong for this race, to be fair. But as we start the race off, we're going to tuck ourselves in behind Castillo. The idea is I'm hoping to be able to apply a bit of pressure onto them and hopefully they make a mistake so I can capitalize on that. If not, I can keep up close enough to them that I can create a situation where I can overtake. So as we've gone through our first corner, they are a little bit ahead of me, more than I would like. Coming over to the right hand side in third gear, rub the inner curb, bring it over to the right, and then rub this right hand curb, hit the sausages a little bit, and bring it over to the outside. Coming back over to the right hand side, braking, and then rub this inner curb again in third gear, and over to the right hand side, hit the sausages, and bring it over in third gear again. Keep it over your left hand side, you want to be in fourth gear, about 100 miles an hour. Cut this corner here just like that and power on. Braking at the line here, I'm going up the inside and did try and take a position here, try and be on the inside and being a little bit quicker, and it didn't work out. So we're still in the slipstream, can't grumble at that, and we're going to make a move down here. They're trying to break my toe behind them, but you can't get away from me that fast. Looking out for your left and side of the 100 board, braking down to third gear. Go up at the inside onto the curb. As soon as you're halfway through, power on onto the outside. Coming back over to your right hand side in third gear, clip this curb, over you go. And then the same again on this side. Power on, you can go quite wide here, just don't go into that little sand trap. And then power on through here. Start braking, back down into third gear, rub that in the curb, and then bring it over to the right hand side and power on again through to the outer curb. Like I said, coming down here, you want to be in fourth gear, cut this corner as much as you can and be as brave as you can, and as soon as you see these lines just here, start braking down to third gear and take the inner line. Now I have a better run out of that corner, so that is my position gained here. The only issue is now is if I'm going to be in front along this straight, they're going to have the slipstream. And considering they're very close, they are going to be able to capitalize on that. So I'm going to keep over to my left hand side, brake at the 100 board, and then they're going to take that position on the inside here. My first mistake here is I didn't come out this corner fast enough because I was hoping to create the old switcheroo and go up the inside here, but I wasn't quick enough coming out that corner, which means they managed to keep that position. And that's alright, we have another good 5 laps to go through, and if I've done it once in 3 laps I can do it again. That is, I'm hoping I could do it again. Now, seeing though they were quicker down on the straights than me, my idea now is to try and keep up with them going down through these next 2 corners and see if I can slipstream past them on the straight and then be able to take the inside line of the first corner. Braking in third gear, looking out for the pit entrance and accelerating out the other side. We're right up behind them. I'm going to have a really good bit of run here with the slipstream. I'll go over to the left. Now they have the better position for the next corner than I do. They're going to have the inside line where I'm going to have the outside line. But again, I'm hoping to be faster through the outside than I am through the inside. They do outbrake me through this corner, which is quite surprising. I need to obviously work on my braking. But I'm in the inside here. They pretty much nearly took the front end off the car off there. That was very close. A little dab on the brakes and that keeps them in the race in front of me. I don't mind sacrificing position and having a good battle with someone, providing they're playing fair to an extent as well. As you can see, I'm right up their back end right now, looking to try and create a position again and take up the inside line of this next corner here. I back off a little bit, let them take the line, because again, with that last position when they took the front of the car off, they're obviously not too worried about clouting me. I'm more worried about clouting them. But we're in the slipstream again, coming over the start and finish line. Now, coming up to lap 7, this is where things start getting a little bit dirtier. Yes, I'm squeezing the car to the right hand side a little bit more than I could have, but they start clipping me down the straight here, nudging me over, nudging me over. So now I know the mentality behind that person's behavior. So pretty much all cars are off to an extent. I take the inside line here, they cut across in front of me again, clipping me again. I decide, alright, I'm going up the inside again, but I take it way too deep and I give myself a penalty. What an idiot I felt. Oh, I couldn't believe it. giving myself a penalty for more frustration that we did have a clean race to start with and it's been clean up to now, and now their intentions are obvious that they're going to win no matter what. That's not really fair, and if I knew that to start with, then I would have played it a bit differently. I'm not going to lie. If I knew they was going to start ramming me and clipping me down the road and things like that, I would have literally took them out in that corner where I braked for them so they didn't go off the track. But it is what it is, and that person knows what the race is all about. Coming up to our last lap, I'm hoping to make a position here, taking up the inside line. I know damn well I'm not going to win this because of the penalty I've got, so I just back out because I don't trust that car whatsoever, and my tyres are pretty much wearing on their limits here. Surprisingly though, although me and P1 have been battling quite a bit, P3 is 8 seconds behind us, so although we have been battling, we have been really quick through this track. So can't really grumble at that, and overall I've managed to keep P2 position, so I'm quite happy overall in the race. And at least I know I've been clean about it as well. So coming up to our final 2 corners here, coming in quite quick, I thought might as well see if I can sneak in again, just a little bit of fun. And coming over the start and finish line, we finish in P2. Not walking away easily, I decided to go back to Mugello and do this again. Qualifying again, getting P2, so my idea is hopefully I won't be meeting the same kind of driver I did last time. I mean, the person has a different name this time, so I might be in for a chance. Coming down our first corner, we're looking out on the left hand side for the 100 board, and we're going to be braking down the 3rd gear. Just watch this white car come through. Yep, I guess they forgot where the brake pedal was, and I get rammed about a little bit. That car came out of nowhere, it's quite funny. I was laughing my head off. Coming over the curbs again, I've got the Audi right up my trumpet, so I guess this race is going to be a bit more competitive with P1, 2 and 3 than the last race was. So I am trying to work with Natini here to try and get away from the car behind and not have a 3rd player involved in our battle, because the last thing you want to do is mud the water. Coming over this curve here, use it as much as you can in 4th gear. As soon as you see the lines here, braking down the 3rd gear, and then take the inside here and power on out the other side. Coming over the start and finish line, tucking yourselves in behind player 1, try and get a bit slipstream. You can see they're 0.4 seconds ahead of me, and I think 0.4 is the strongest point of the slipstream in this game, so that's a great position to be in. Looking at the 100 board, braking down the 3rd gear, taking the inside line, power on as soon as you're halfway through the corner, and up the hill we go. Back over to the right hand side in 3rd gear, rub the inner curb, come over a bit, and then rub the right hand curb, hit the sausages, and I take it just a little bit too tight. Again, easy mistake to make, give myself a 0.1 second penalty. Absolutely blew my mind. Backed out of the corner because I'm on the losing side of that corner, and I'm not going to be rammed off the track. I'd rather be tucked in behind Natini and overtake them on a straight than be rammed off by trying to battle 2 ahead through the same corner and them not being as courteous as myself, put it that way. Going off the track again because I'm pushing the car too much and overdriving myself. I give myself a 0.2 second penalty. Honestly, I was overdriving, overthinking, over pushing myself, and trying to get out of that mindset is not the easiest to do, and just gotta get out of it. Just gotta get out of it, because all I'm doing is losing myself time here and making myself look like a plum. As you can see, the Audi in P3 Gab 7821 is quite close. Hopefully P1 will get a penalty for that, and they do, a 0.7 penalty. Absolutely golden. So if I can keep up with him within a 0.4 seconds, I've got this race in the bag. That's the intention anyway. Even if I don't overtake, I've got to be as close to them over the start and finish line as I can. But Gab is now 2.7 seconds away from us, so that is a good position to be away, and hopefully we can exacerbate that time and basically have the race to ourselves. Coming up to the start of our final lap, I did manage to overtake Natini, and then I managed to mess up the final corner coming past the pit entrance, and they managed to get in that position back. Looking up the inside here, the idea is, again, I want to stay as close as I can to them. I only have a 0.3 second penalty and they have a 0.7. But again, I'm overdriving the car. As you'll be able to see through this corner here. I come over to the right hand side and I'm right close to them, and I power on too much too early, and I set myself wide into the sandpit, and I destroy all my time and hopes I had laying on the table. So I'm stuck in P2. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we had a great race between us. It was clean, no ramming, no shoving, no nothing. It was clean. We had a great race, and it was very competitive. I must say I thoroughly enjoyed racing Latini here, and we had a right blast together. And it was quite nice. Pretty much we were keeping each other on the toes. You can see Gab in P3, who was making me nervous, is 11 seconds behind us. I mean, that's how much quicker we are, and I thought brilliant. Absolutely brilliant race it was. For the final race, I decided let's go to Silverstone, let's not qualify, and work our way from back to front and literally hammer our way through, have a right blast doing so. So as we start off, we're in P17 position. We're going to come up to our first corner now, which is always quite interesting as everybody comes quite close to each other and becomes very friendly. You can see the bright green Honda Civic right there. You're never going to lose that in the car park. Brilliant choice of colour. You're not going to miss that at night, are you? I mean, that is, oh my gosh, what a colour to pick. Oh, I don't know. Coming through here, we are being battered around a little bit, and we pretty much survived it, so we can't grumble at that. We have a good run down this back straight here, overtaking pretty much everyone here, staying on the inside, looking out for the 200 board and braking down to third gear. Now, like I said, we are on the inside, so we're going to have to go a bit slower, so I'll go down to second and push everybody wide, because if I'm being rammed on the inside, you can all go to the outside. Stuff it. But we are being battered around left, right and centre here. Can't really grumble. We're still on the track, and we're in P14, 2 MGs in front, and let's see if we can make a move on these 2 MGs here, because they're going to be fighting through the next corner. So I'm keeping to the left hand side, have a faster run through this next corner than the 2 cars in front. Looking out for the 200 board, coming through here about 90 to 95 miles per hour. I go a little bit slow, a little bit wide. I'm getting sucked in a bit of an aero wash on the 2 cars in front. I have a Honda Civic to my right hand side, so I'll be mindful of that. I get rear-ended again, and I come through this corner unscathed and alive, but my rear end has been destroyed. Never thought you'd hear that one in a race. Anyway, we're in P11, coming down here, staying up behind the MG. We're going to have a bit of slipstream, looking at the 200 board, down to third gear. We'll do a little bit of a dive bomb to an extent. I'm a bit quicker through the corner than they are. Coming round to the right hand side, looking for the pink pads. Last pink pad, start accelerating and come out the other side. There we go. That's another position gain. We're in P10. We're past the MGs. Absolutely brilliant. Now the next person we got to overtake is the Peugeot in P9. Fairlife Milk 353. Looking out for the 200 board, into 4th gear, 95 miles per hour to 100. Put that in the curb, bring it over to the outer curb and accelerate out down this back straight. Keeping looking at the left hand side, over this curb here, braking down to 2nd gear and be as tight as you can. As soon as you're over the first initial corner part, start accelerating and maximise your performance down this back straight here. Tuck in behind the Peugeot, get a bit of slipstream, and looking out for your right hand side for the 200 board. 4, 3, 2, down to 3rd gear, go up to the left hand curb, let it coast in, and then accelerate, and then brake again. Down to 2nd gear, looking out for the last pink pad, and start accelerating again. You see the Peugeot's coming in quite deep, then they backed out the corner, which is quite nice actually, because usually they go wide and then cut in. They obviously saw that I was on the inside and stayed wide, so thank you very much for the courteous play right there. Now I do notice they're on my left hand side here. I'm going to squeeze them a little bit, braking, going through here just a little bit slower and accelerating out the other side. Again, the MG is a little bit quicker than the Peugeot, so I should be able to power away from them, providing they're not too much in my slipstream. Braking in the 2nd gear, rubbing over this curb, start accelerating out the other side. Now, my next person I need to overtake is Chiselada. They are 0.9 seconds ahead of me, so they're not going to be, well, I'm not going to be in their slipstream, which is a bit of a punch in the gut, but as you can see, we're climbing up behind them now because there's a 3-way battle in front going on. So hopefully, whilst these 3 people are battling in front, I can sneak up and take 1 position. I nearly took 2 positions there, but I had to let off because I didn't want to plow into the side of Chisilada, because my luck, I would have been rammed off the track. So, like I say, I'm in P7. These two in front I've got to overtake. The Ford Focus I've just overtaken is quite far back. Looking out for 200 board, 95 to 100 miles per hour. Coming in quick. That is going to be another position I have gained. And now the next person I've got to overtake is Chisilada. So I'm working my way right through this pack. Braking over the curb, down to second gear. Get sucked up in a bit of aero wash. I'm going a bit wide. I get clipped from behind. Thank you for the speed boost. I'm coming down the straight here. Tucking myself in behind Chisilada. They're 0.7 seconds away from me, which means I'm going to have a good bit of slipstream. And so is the car behind. So we're not going to lose them any. We're only going to gain together. Coming up on the inside here. Decided to go quite close to the curb. Power on and braking here. Looking out for the pink pads on the right hand side. Chisilada goes wide and cuts in. This is what I mean about everybody cutting in. I power on and skid out to the outside of the track. And again, trying to catch up in a bit of slipstream here. They obviously had a bit of a better exit than I did. So the slipstream is where I'm going to have my advantage. Braking at 200 board, 4th gear. On the inside here, power on. I didn't clip the apex as much as I could have. But as you can see now, I'm going to go sneak up the inside here and push my way through. Braking halfway over the curb, down to second gear. And yes, we make contact. We make a lot of contact. I guess they wasn't happy that I snuck up on the left hand side. No matter, I got that position. Looper is to my right hand side, or Lupin is his name? Lupus. Lupus is their name. Is on my right hand side. I've got the inside corner of this next corner. That sounded so weird in my head. I've got the inside corner of the next corner. And then I'll have the outside of this next corner here, which is not the position I want to be in. I'd rather be on the inside. Looking out for the last pink pad and start accelerating. You see I'm being pushed quite wide here, but I'm not giving up the position. I am fighting for it. And pretty much we're neck and neck racing here because we're both in MGs. And we both have the same powerful cars. Looking out for the 200 board, braking down to about 90 miles an hour. I'm hoping to have not that. My idea was to hopefully cut into the corner, power through, which is Chisilada snuck in. Now, you can see what's happening here. I do a little switcheroo, coming diving in, do a little bit of a dive bomb, and say I'm coming through whether you like it or not. So that is 2 positions gained right there. Now the idea is not get them in my slipstream and power down the straight here, because they're going to be sucking in on my slipstream because I'm not riding on anybody else's. Braking at the 200 board, cutting through here, and then accelerate some more, and then back on the brakes down to second gear. Now there's a car to my right hand side, making themselves very aware that they are there. So I start accelerating out this side. Now Chisilada obviously is upset with me for gaining my position. So I'm going to have it back in a minute whether you like it or not, buddy. It's going to be mine. Coming up the inside here, looking up for a 200 board, braking in 4th gear, about 95 miles per hour. And look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm getting away from them. Coming down the straight, you want to look on the left hand side for the curb and the sausage. Halfway over that, start braking and go down to second gear. Now I over brake to create a bit more of a situation behind me. It didn't work out as well as intended. More the Peugeot went off the track. But I'm faster down this straight here. Chisilada is in my toe to an extent. They're 0.5 seconds away, but it's nothing I need to worry about. Braking at 200 board, down to 3rd gear, take the inside of the corner and power on again. You can see they're getting sucked in a bit of aero wash from the back of my car. And that's what I say the MG suffers from quite a lot. There's a bit of aero wash, so always be mindful of that. When you get behind someone, the front end goes quite light on the MG, so it goes quite creates a lot of understeer. But as we cross over the start finish line, we are in P5. We started off in P17, we ended up in P5. So that is 12 places gained. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.